Hey everybody, welcome to the final camp meeting before we are all heading off to sunny Miami, hopefully. We've had some excellent weather the past couple of burns. I expect that to kind of continue. As of now, as of last night at least, I did not check today. We are looking at some pretty great weather for the week of the burn, a little rainy over the weekend as we get to the end of the burn. But we are firing in all cylinders and we are ready to go. I hope everyone's excited. First off, if everyone wants to, why don't everyone turn on your actual cameras so everyone can see all these amazing humans that you're going to be burning with at Love Burn. If you're naked eating a bowl of Jello, that's okay too. We won't judge. There we go. Look around, everybody. These are your campmates. These are the freaks and awesome people, amazing humans that you're going to be burning with
Stop sharing.
at Love Burn. Stop sharing. Oh yeah. Wait, why? Oh yeah. Hang on, that's a good point.
Give us
Quick look
the
around, everybody. Everyone wave hi. There we go. All right, we have 37 people. That is a full 2/3 of camp. We can tell who's naked eating the Jello here. They have their cameras off. I understand. Not a problem. No judgments here. We are going to go ahead and get to it. Get into what we're doing today. 10 days until the man effigy burns. Technically 11, but who's counting? It is going to be some sort of rocket spaceship situation. I don't know for sure. I can tell you that we will be on the burn field. We are at our Love Burn home on the actual burn field. Front row seats to all burning things. That probably also means that we'll get some fallout, but hey, whatever. It's totally worth it being that close. We have prime location. We get all the foot traffic. Everyone will be checking us out, and we will get all kinds of business. We have costumes. We have our final layout. We're going to get into that in a moment. And we just want to go through some updates, all the important things. That's why this meeting is mandatory. If you are not able to, if you didn't make this meeting, you should be watching it right now. Recorded, we will provide the recording. We want everyone to know all the really important things that this meeting is going to entail. So today we're going to be talking about the following. We're going to be talking about load-in, which is tomorrow, 5 p.m. in our North Bergen storage. 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Do not miss the container. At 9 p.m., we are out of there. We are ghosts. That is it. If you miss that, you know, don't know what to tell you. Hope there's another container going down, or you know someone driving down, or whatever. We're going to be talking about early arrival, giving you some additional information. We're going to be talking about container smart waiver. We're going to be talking about shifts a little bit. We have a couple of shifts left over to fill. And we're going to be talking about the 11th principle, consent. Very, very important. For all of you who are new, the additional information will be important. Consent will be important. We do not have a lot of new burners this year, believe it or not. I think we have about 10 or 11, which is a really low amount, and that's really good. If you are bringing someone to this burn that has never done this before, that does not understand, is not used to this environment, help them out, educate them, let them know what this is all about. For the big burn, we have an acculturation team for that because we have so many newbies that we have to do that. Love burn, we require you to have someone vouch for you, or at least know somebody in camp who can kind of walk you through all this. For those of you who did not have someone vouch for you, there's very few of those. I'll probably be reaching out in the next couple of days just before you go, just kind of go over a few last minute things. But we're going to get on to load-in. Load-in is tomorrow, this Friday, February 9th, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., North Bergen Storage, 2425 Tonelli Avenue, North Bergen, New Jersey. Load in is all hands on deck. Do not just parachute in, drop your shit, and leave. We need your help. We need your help to get stuff onto the truck. You do not have to stay forever, but if you drop off your stuff, help us load like 3 or 4 things, stay for 10, 15 minutes, we'll get it done in no time at all. We do need a few extra people to arrive early at 4 p.m. That is really important. That will kind of give us a head start and get the big stuff like the sound equipment and scaffolding and stuff like that on the truck first. That is the heavy stuff. We want that on the front of the truck for load balancing and weight distribution and all of that. If you are able to show up tomorrow at 4 p.m., I know it's a heavy lift. If you live in Jersey, probably not that much. But if you are able to do that, please say something in the chat to me right now directly. Just go into chat and say, hey, I can totally make 4 p.m. Would love to help out. And just let me know that in chat right now so I can put you down and I can sleep a little easier tonight knowing that we have enough hands to do this tomorrow. All right. Early arrival. There are about 40 of you. There's about a dozen people arriving Monday, Tuesday. There are another 32 people arriving on Wednesday. When you get there on Monday and Tuesday, if you're getting there Monday or Tuesday, you guys are rock stars. Thank you for doing that. It really is a huge deal that we have enough hands there on Monday and Tuesday to unload the truck and make piles. Unloading the truck and making piles is the biggest thing that we do Monday, Tuesday, and we stake everything out, where the tent's going, all those things, the basics, the foundation. Wednesday is when people show up and start turning those piles into things. The stage, the runway, getting the sound equipment going, getting the UFO situation thing we have on our frontage this year, which you'll see and you'll be amazed that it's so cool. We'll have all kinds of lights, lighting, all sorts of things. If you're getting there Monday, Tuesday, you should already have your early arrival pass that was emailed to you. It's called the WAP, W-A-P, Work Access Pass. If you did not get that, let me know, although I think everyone confirmed, so we should be good. When you get there Monday or Tuesday, find myself or Alex Gervich. We will be build leads for Alex Gervich is the build lead. I'll be logistics. Claire will be there as well. Clarity will be there as well. She'll be talking about consent in a little bit. And just kind of, hey, what's going on? What's the project that's happening right now? And we will make sure that you have something to do and we will get things going. Wednesday early arrival humans. You do not need a work access pass. When you go to check in, they're going to say, hey, what camp are you with? And you're going to say, I'm with Costume Cult and I'm there to help build a camp. What you're not there to do is wander, love, burn aimlessly. You're not there to party. You're not there to completely fuck off and do whatever it is you're doing that is not helping Costume Cult. Getting early arrival is a privilege, and we thank you for being there, but we need the camp built. There's always some kind of delay that usually happens because of permitting or weather, and it really is important that, when you get there, that you talk to one of the leads, myself, or Clarity, or Alex, or whoever is working on whatever project, leading whatever project, and we will put you to work. Part of that is staking out tents. Part of that is, get your tent staked, get your shit dropped, and then say, how can I help to make things progress? That if we do that by Wednesday night, we should be in really good shape. Getting the kitchen shit by Wednesday night, we should basically be done. Kitchen should be up, frontage should be done, costume tent should be done, sorted, everything, ready to go. Thursday is our opening day, Thursday at noon. All of you signed up for shifts. Thank you very much. We are doing awesomely on shifts. We'll get to that in a minute. This is our layout. As you can see, it is completely OCD. Everything is measured. Everything has a place. Everything is down to the foot. We will basically be putting guidelines for tents, and we will be everything will be in that footprint that we were assigned by Loveburn. All right, the star tent in the middle, that's center shade. That's where kind of like the hangout area. We'll have that's where you kind of chill, relax, hang out, all those things. All right. This is our final render of camp. If you wondered what it will actually look like, this is what it'll actually look like. The center of our frontage is actually still is a circus tent situation. Doesn't have the updated kind of UFO piece in the middle there, but this is effectively what it looks like. We are right on the burn field. Right above us is literally the burn field. We have a couple of camp. We have one camp to the right, one camp behind us, but it is really great placement. And we are right in the middle of Love Burn, and you should all be proud of where we are. And you should all be happy to make costume or be willing to make Costume Cult the very best that it can be, because it really is a great camp. If you're in the costume tent, it's a really fun job. And you should all be, working it to the most, being ridiculous, helping people find costumes. If you're in the kitchen, you are helping feed the camp with really great food, and it's a really great atmosphere. And everything that you do is part of making this camp great. We are a statement at Burning Man. We are a statement at Love Burn. And the only way that happens is when everybody participates and really does what they need to do and shows up for shifts and is awesome and helps Costume Cult live up to what Costume Cult is. And we thank you for that. DPW. We had some speaker repairs to do. Those are not our speakers, by the way, but our speakers are actually amazing. Tomorrow we need to return. The speakers are at Deity, which is where we had our New Year's Eve party. Tomorrow, we need a couple of people to show up at Deity and help us get these giant subwoofers up the stairs. There's actually a utility dolly. It doesn't take that long, but we do need hands. If you're able to show up to Deity tomorrow in Brooklyn, Deity NYC, you can Google it. It is a wedding venue. If you bring, we can't do everybody, but if you bring a couple of your bins, get them Ubered there, we can probably take a few of your bins if you're able to help out with the speakers. We can probably even take a couple of people to New Jersey. If you're interested in doing that, go to Slack, go to the general channel. We will be in there coordinating that after this meeting, and we will be doing that tomorrow early. So if you need to ride share with people to get your bins to North Bergen, if you want to help out with the speakers tomorrow 2:30ish, 3 o'clock-ish, and want to just have your bins be taken to storage for you, if you help us do that, let us know. We cannot
Deity,
take everyone who wants to do that, but we can do that for a few people.
Deity is downtown Brooklyn, not way out in Bushwick. It's got every single subway and very easy access to Lower Manhattan.
Well, yeah, but they got to bring their bins. So,
well, yeah, we just want strong people. Anybody who can come there with or without a bin.
absolutely. But if you bring, yes, that is absolutely true. All right. Layout. If you're a logistics junkie like myself, if you want to help, if you're getting there Monday or Tuesday and you want to help lay out and measure everything that you saw in that white sheet, we basically frame out everything with stakes and fluorescent twine, survey twine like you see at Home Depot or whatever. If you are somebody that wants to do that, raise your hand right now if you are interested in doing that. And if you're not, that's fine too. Someone will do it there. But if that you want to do that, lay everything out, figure everything out as far as where it'll go. Great, wonderful. All right. Well, we'll do it on site, or we'll pick that person on site, not a problem. Important information. For those of you who are new, this is a burn. There are no garbage cans. Pack it in, pack it out. All your garbage needs to leave with you. There's no garbage cans. There's no place to put things other than on your person and then in your garbage bag back at your tent or your RV or whatever the case may be. Nothing really stays on the ground for that long at Loveburn. Do not be the source of the things that do. It's really, really important. They actually have a moop map at Loveburn this year. We got yellow last year, which is not good. This is not a burn that we should ever be getting anything but green on. For those of you who don't know, a moop map is where they look at how clean you left your footprint, your camp footprint, costume cult's footprint. Burning Man, it's an obsessive thing to do it in the dust at Loveburn. It is easy, easy, easy. And the fact that we were yellow last year really annoys me. And it's important that you don't leave shit all over the place. The move shift people should not have much to do. They should be walking around circles aimlessly, doing nothing, finding the littlest speck to pick up. It's not a hard job. It shouldn't be a hard job. If moot people are having a hard time and it's a difficult job, then that means that people are leaving too much shit on the ground and not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Leave no trace is a really important principle, and everyone needs to follow it. And most of you who have, I'm looking at this, at the camp list, there'd be people who have been 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 burns. You all know that. But if you're new, it really, really is important that you don't leave moop matter out of place all over the place. Also, bring your own cup, plate, eating utensils. I think we touched on this on an earlier meeting, but if you are new, you might not know this, but you have to bring your own cup, your plate, and your eating utensils. They are not supplied for you. Anything that we use in the kitchen is going to be metal serving trays, things that get washed. And that's just something that, you need to know, because you're in Miami, you can get the stuff, not a problem. It's not like at Burning Man. But we could always borrow it at Burning Man, but you'll need to have your own cup, plate, eating utensils, Clorox wipes, paper towels, whatever to clean them. You can, there is running water at this venue, but whatever the case may be, you'll need to think about that. Quick burner hack: tin foil to cover your plate. You have a plate, cover it with tin foil. Put the food on your plate, eat the food, remove the tin foil. It is infinitely easier to clean. It won't get dried out. It will just be a quick wipe with the Clorox or paper towel, a little soap, water, and you're done. If you want to bring up like one of those pop-up tinfoil things that they use for like deli sandwiches, those are great. Just pull on like a tissue paper box, put it on your plate, or two on your plate, and you're good to go. Loveburn Survival Guide. Loveburn.com, go to the FAQ section, read everything in there. Every single thing. That is hard-earned knowledge by burners for years. And if you're new, you should definitely go read that if you've not done that yet. It's really, really important. What else? Alligators are actually a thing. It's not a rumor. It's not like alligators in the sewer in New York City. There are actual alligators at Loveburn. They are fenced off. Occasionally, one will go somewhere it's not supposed to. I don't know of anyone actually getting attacked or whatever, but don't pet them, don't fuck with them, don't feed them drugs, don't do anything like that. Not that anyone would do any drugs here, but don't mess with the alligators. Fire ants, it is Florida also. There are fire ants and no-see-ums. Fire ants are not so much of a problem unless you just happen to be very unlucky. If you disturb one of their nests, one will bite you, and then a lot of them will come out and try to bite you. They hurt like a bitch. Try to avoid the fire ants. If you see any mounds, ant mounds, whatever, do not set your tent up near there. It's just asking for trouble. Let us know if you see fire ants like around. Let a lead know. Just let us know. Just say, hey, fire ants. We'll rope off the area, let people know, whatever the case may be. But generally speaking, just something to think about. No-see-ums are a whole different story. No-see-ums are these little bugs that live in the soil. The picture on this slide is pretty much what they look like. They are tiny, and they will bite you, and you won't know you're bit for about 20 minutes, which means by the time you know that they bit you, a lot of them have bit you. And it's itchy and scratchy. You can go Google no-see-ums and look at Google images, and you'll see what they can do. During the burn, they're not too bad usually because there's so many people and so few of them. At the end of the burn, after they've had their fill and there's a lot more of them and everyone leaves, those people who are remaining usually get eaten alive, including myself. I just came back to like take care of some stuff with production last year, and I was there for half an hour, and I got back to my Airbnb and after the burn, and I was, man, it was bad. So bring bug spray. DEET is best. Deep woods off. If you are someone who is not into anything like, I mean, DEET's really, DEET's actually DEET is naturally derived. It is not some terrible chemical, but it works. Deep woods off that has a higher DEET concentration is best. Essential oils, lavenders, prayers, and/or crystals probably are not going to work as well as much as you think they might, or whatever you heard from your best friend's sister's cousin's nephew, whatever. DEET works. Everything else is up in the air. The first time you get mauled by no-see-ums randomly, you will wish you had used DEET. So I will leave you with that. It's just one of those things. It's Florida. There's bugs. So there you go. All right. We are now up to the 11th principle, and that is going to be consent with your host, Clarity.
Yes.
I'm going to turn this over to you if you want to go ahead and share your screen and go through it.
Please make me a co-host presenter.
Oh, yep. Let me go ahead and do that. One moment. Sorry about that, Claire.
No worries.
Go right ahead.
Ready then. This. Okay. It's here. Let me know if you can see it.
You're good.
You're good. So consent is something that
Full screen.
oh, okay. There. Um all right, I'm just F12. Wait. All right, I don't want to mess with it.
Yeah.
So consent is something that has become more commonly talked about in recent years, and we strongly believe that it is an important thing, clearly. And it is so much so that we consider it the 11th principle. And in that vein, we have a consent policy. At the Big Burn, we have a team behind this. Love Burn is a smaller burn, but it is something that we feel is critical to ensure everyone is on the same page about. And we will have a quiz. So that is a mandatory quiz. You'll get the link at the end of this meeting, and we will be emailed out tomorrow along with the summary of all of this as you've been getting. We will be checking it later before the burn. So the consent policy is that we want people to feel safe to explore. And there's many different forms of consent. And that includes hugging, touching. Not everyone wants to be hugged. It's important to ask, hey, can I give you a hug? Can I take your picture? Do you want to dance? And just don't assume anything. Consent is always reversible. You don't have to continue doing something just because you said yes at one point. Importantly, it has to be enthusiastic consent. It's not just, sure, maybe. That's all a no. Enthusiastic consent is a hell yes. And it's usually verbal because we don't want to have any ambiguities. So if there are consent violations or consent issues, there will be action taken. It all depends on what happens. It's on a case-by-case basis. But in the most severe cases, which we have not had to deal with, it could be removal from the event entirely. Loveburn itself has its own consent policy that very much mirrors this as well. Consent is really just that, it's permission. It's what is it? It's what is the scope of your activity? Is it a hug? Is it a kiss? Is it going for a run? Whatever it is. There are naked people at Burning Man. We don't necessarily want their picture taken without asking anyway. Many people will be happy with it. So you never know, just ask. You can think of fries. We all kind of like that, many of us anyway. And the slide sums it up. It's freely given. There's no pressure. They have to be also not intoxicated. You cannot give consent if you are too intoxicated. And we're not just talking a light buzz from a drink or two here and there. I mean, we all know that we all have a drink or two here, but this is really like they're about to pass out and they are, or very clearly stumbling, tripping, slurring their words. They're not going to be able to give consent for that, for anything, and you shouldn't accept it or even ask. If you want, see if they need help getting home to somewhere safe. Consent needs to be informed. It means talk about the scope of your activity. In the context of food, that can mean disclosing ingredients. We don't want anyone to be sick from unknown allergies. So it's not just about sexual encounters. It's very much about anything and everything. Consent is specific to the agreed upon activity. Just because you agreed to give someone a hug does not mean you agreed to have them grope you. Anything should be explicitly discussed and asked and given. So there is a short video here that kind of talks about this, and that's going to be a future slide. We also want to encourage people to go.
Sorry,
Yeah, I'll play it. Yeah, I'm going to play that at the end. Celebrating no's are important. Own your no's. It's very healthy and great to say no because you don't have to agree to things. A lot of people have trouble saying no to things because we're just taught to always be polite and, yeah, sure, or you can, we feel bad about it. We try to help people, encourage people to say no by thanking them for it. If someone says no, great thing to say is thank you for honoring your boundaries, or thank you for expressing yourself. Thank you for sharing your, whatever it might be. But thank them for their no. That was a hard thing for them to do. It may have been. And they're being true to themselves and healthy, and we should all encourage that. So there's a couple of examples here, but put it in your own words. Any guesses here? Yeah, there's really only one answer. It's anything other than a yes is not a yes. That's a no. Maybe is not a no. There's no, that does not exist when your people are asking for permission. You also you cannot go and ask people repeatedly. That's harassment. Someone says no or maybe, or that's a no. Go wander off and go do something else if that's what you're set on doing. But you don't want to harass people either by begging them until they give in. That's not freely informed and, you know, non-pressured consent either. So negotiation can be fun. There's lots of, you know, techniques and things online about that. I'm trying to go fairly quickly here because when we did this talk at the Big Burn, it was 45 minutes, and we don't want to do that here. You don't know what you want? That's great. Talk about it. A lot of us are not sure. We're here. We're experimenting. This is a very high intense and high pressure culture. People may be on or interested in doing substances. Good thing to do. Talk about things before you're intoxicated. You can't give consent if you're inebriated, but so, you know, talk about the scope of your activities before you embark on your voyage and your trip. So if you want to do something, talk about it. It's really the best way forward. Always wait for a verbal yes. If they are unable to grant that, again, that's a no. Maybe if they're unable to be verbal, they might be able to write or sign or something else, but you always need an affirmative, absolutely, you know, non-refutable gesture. Includes pictures, hugs, you know, borrowing things, everything. There's lots of different ways that also mean no. Again, anything other than a yes. Again, some more examples because we're really just trying to make sure that there's no uncertainty here. So I don't know if this feels wrong. Maybe we should wait. Yeah, that's not a yes. Intoxication, we kind of touched on, same thing. You can't give consent if you're not in a sound mind to do so. So make sure that you are both in a place where you can be, you know, ask for consent and offer it in a proper state of mind. Again, we're not saying don't drink, don't do things, but, you know, there's a difference between completely incapacitated and having a nice buzz. This deck will be made available as well. So if we go quickly here, you know, I don't want to read the entire slide, but you can review this later. So this just, again, re-echoes some of the things we talked about. Pictures are a tricky subject at the Burn because it's tons of fun people around, lots of cool things, creative art. You know, maybe you want to take a picture of your friends, but in the background, there's some people who might be naked. Maybe you should try reframing your shot a bit. You know, we don't want to take pictures of other folks who have not given permission, whether they have clothing or not. Oftentimes it can be hard to exclude people from the very big background, but again, you do your best. They should, and make sure, especially if there's nudity and other things involved where people may not want to be seen, ask permission. Just because they're showing things in person does not mean they're agreeing that they want their picture taken. Unfortunately, violations can occur from time to time, as much as we try our best to be respectful and mindful. So costume cult is a see something, say something camp. We take consent very seriously. That's why we're having this talk right now. We will have forums, both online and drop boxes that are anonymous if you have an issue. We do not have a team on Playa. That's, you know, Love Burn is smaller, but the camp leads are going to review any reports regularly and take appropriate action. So please say something if you're uncomfortable or anything. Don't hesitate. Saying something does not necessarily mean there's going to be a punishment or an action. It could just be a misunderstanding. It could be lots of things. But if you don't say anything, we can't know. And we can't figure out whatever the appropriate action is. And what action is also going to be in part informed by what the reporting person says. You know, we're going to reach out to them if we know, you know, like it's anonymous forum, but if you leave your name, we're going to reach out to you and ask, you know, what do you need? What do you want to happen to make it right? And we'll take it from there and on a case-by-case basis. There are some additional resources as well. There's a camp, Space Tea Dance, that you'll find in the event guide that is a harm reduction camp. Also has, drug education and safety. So you can get additional resources and help there. There's also medical and rangers throughout the burn. Rangers are not law enforcement. They are mediators and they will help. And they are usually the best first line. And they are trained for this as well. And they can take the report, de-escalate, and help come to a good resolution for everyone. Big chart. I'm not going to go through all of this right now. This slide will be available online. But, best thing we can do is own our mistakes. Humans make mistakes. We need to just learn from them and grow. So no one thinks that they are going to be the subject of a consent report. But sometimes we might do things that we don't realize are. Maybe we gave a hug to someone by instinct and we forgot to ask. And the other person may not have even said something at the time, because one of the trauma responses is a fawning response, which is to just go along with it. Not all responses are obvious at the time. So something we need to be mindful of. But the camp leadership will go forward with all incidents and, evaluate it on their, as they occur. Last thing here before just a link to the quiz is this short 3-minute video, just as one final, at this point home.
If you're still struggling with consent, just imagine instead of initiating sex, you're making them a cup of tea. You say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they go, "Oh my God, I would love a cup of tea, thank you." Then you know they want a cup of tea. If you say, "Hey, would you like a cup of tea?" And they're like, I'm not really sure. Then you could make them a cup of tea, or not, but be aware they might not drink it. And if they don't drink it, then, and this is the important part, don't make them drink it. Just because you made it doesn't mean you are entitled to watch them drink it. And if they say no thank you, then don't make them tea. At all. Just don't make them tea. Don't make them drink tea. Don't get annoyed at them for not wanting tea. They just don't want tea, okay? They might say, "Yes, please. That's kind of you." And then when the tea arrives, they actually don't want the tea at all. Sure, that's kind of annoying as you've gone to all the effort of making the tea, but they remain under no obligation to drink the tea. They did want tea, now they don't. Some people change their mind in the time that it takes to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk. And it's okay for people to change their mind. And you are still not entitled to watch them drink it. And if they're unconscious, don't make them tea. Unconscious people don't want tea. And they can't answer the question, "Do you want tea?" because they're unconscious. Okay, maybe they were conscious when you asked them if they wanted tea. And they said yes. But in the time it took you to boil the kettle, brew the tea, and add the milk, they are now unconscious. You should just put the tea down. Make sure the unconscious person is safe. And this is the important part again. Don't make them drink the tea. They said yes then, sure, but unconscious people don't want tea. If someone said yes to tea, started drinking it, and then passed out before they'd finished it, don't keep on pouring it down their throat. Take the tea away. Make sure they're safe, because unconscious people don't want tea. Trust me on this. If someone said yes to tea around your house last Saturday, that doesn't mean they want you to make them tea all the time. They don't want you to come around to their place unexpectedly and make them tea and force them to drink it going, "But you wanted tea last week." Or to wake up to find you pouring tea down their throat going, "But you wanted tea last night." If you can understand how completely ludicrous it is to force people to have tea when they don't want tea, and you're able to understand when people don't want tea, then how hard is it to understand it when it comes to sex? Whether it's tea or sex, consent is everything. And on that note, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea.
All right, so there is a mandatory quiz that we have. There's a form link here. Let's go up to the next page.
If you're still struggling with
Next page here. This must be done before by the end of day on Tuesday. We will be checking responses and ensuring that these are done. So please don't make us, figure out what to do if you don't. We've not had a problem yet, so let's not start one now. So there's a link in the deck as well as the QR code. So please, now's a great time. Take a picture of the code, scan it, take the quiz, but it must be done by next Tuesday. And with that, I can open it up to any questions if there are any. Otherwise, again, please feel free if there are questions about consent. I'm happy to take that individually offline as well.
Yes, first question. What does FIRE stand for? First question.
Is fries. We can come back here. It's a good question.
Fires. Yeah.
Here we go. We have that wonderful picture here, which is fries. Here we go.
Ooh, misspelled in the form.
Here we go. We will fix the form. But,
Thank you.
Felix? Yep.
Hi, I just had a general question, if that's cool.
Go ahead.
So I was wondering what the situation is, or for the kitchen, or any sort of shared amenities outside of the dinner that's being cooked as a team.
Yep.
Is there any sort of coffee or anything available?
I can take that one. So generally speaking, so at Loveburn, we are, first off, you'll be working shifts with each other in the costume tent, with kitchen. You'll be doing all the things outside of camp with your fellow campmates. I mean, it's everything. The burn is a social vehicle for getting to know people, for meeting people, to doing all those things in camp. You'll be working alongside costume cultures, doing things in camp, working in the costume tent, doing the things that make Costume Cult run. There's a common shade area, which is the star tent, which people congregate in when they're not doing all the things elsewhere. We also, as far as amenities go, I mean, we do have electricity. Loveburn does give us power. You will not have extension cords running to your tent like at the Big Burn. You're only there for 4 days. We will have a communal, we'll have a charging area if you want to charge your stuff. That's kind of in like, it'll be in center shade, where people generally aren't. You can, but generally speaking, don't charge your phones in center shade. Bring a charging brick or a charging whatever and bring that. And then that way, when you're running around Loveburn, you can charge your phone or whatever without having to be, with having it tethered someplace. And then at the end of the night, and then, when you're back at camp, you can charge your USB charging brick, charger, whatever the case may be. We do supply, we generally have water and Gatorade by kitchen. The water is potable. It is, it's the same stuff that's being used to feed production staff in the cafeteria, which is a whole separate thing for Loveburn production staff. Some people bring their own water, some people bring, whatever, but we will have generally Gatorade and water. Also at Loveburn, there's a bar every 10 feet, pretty much. You're not going to be searching for things to drink from. Also, there are water fountains. There is ice you can buy. We do dinner Wednesday, Thursday. We do dinner Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday is, the proper dinner where kitchen leads are doing things and cooking and all that. Wednesday is more Monday, Tuesday, we just order pizza or whatever. Wednesday is going to be, I think Wednesday is going to be, burgers, veggie burgers, salad, very simple, nothing crazy. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, usually more of the like, I think we're going to do surf and turf one night. We'll have a taco situation, make your own, taco bar, taco stand, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, I think does that answer your question?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like for other meals, right? Do we have any sort of access to the kitchen? Like if we want to brew some coffee or
Yes, there will be coffee, not a problem. I'm a coffee drinker. I'm an avowed caffeine freak myself. Yep, there will be coffee. There will be Gatorade for anyone who wants to make it. Hey, you want Gatorade? It's empty. Fill it up with ice, fill it up with water, put some Gatorade in. Someone from the kitchen will tell you, or myself will tell you how much to put in, or we'll have it measured. Make Gatorade. And then you've made Gatorade for everyone else as well. Not a problem. Kitchen, as far as cooking goes, if you're not cooking, not on shift, kitchen is not open for anyone to cook. If you want to bring a small camp stove, a small thing to boil water, whatever. We'll have a coffee maker. We'll usually have we may have a coffee maker that's just for hot water. It's just for filling it with water, out comes hot water, there's your hot water. That's something we'll probably have, not for coffee, just for that. And yeah, that's the thing. The coffee maker and the hot water coffee maker will be there at all times for anyone who wants to use them. You cannot use the grill, you cannot use the kitchen things, anything else in the kitchen, unless you're on shift, and you've signed up for a shift and you have a kitchen lead, watching over whatever. That goes for the Big Burn, that goes for this. Hey, you're at Love Burn, you can have seamless delivered to the gate if that's what you want to do. Seriously, that's the thing. I had an octopus art car one year, and I was serving sushi off the octopus art car that I had delivered to the gate. So yeah, that is the thing, and you're in Miami. You can have
The-
Instacart delivered if you want.
the last sort of related thing there is there any shared cooler space for sort of, putting some beer in there or milk?
I mean, there can be if you want there to be. I mean, you can go to Miami, you can go to Walmart, bring a cooler, and find your closest temp mates that you're with and say, hey, let's have a communal cooler.
Yeah.
We can't do it for 70 people. We encourage people to do that on their own. It works a lot better when you're not doing it for 70 people. You don't have people taking other people's stuff, and if they do, you know who took it. And that's sort of and that's just something that, as you go to these events, or with Costume Cult in the future, you get used to all the little things. The whole point is to encourage talking to people, interactivity with people, not just having something given, not just having something that the camp provides. We do meals, people got to eat. It's a lot easier to have really nice meals and have everyone energized and feeling good about their camp and going out and having a great time than having a million little, water boiling situations all over camp or whatnot. But everything else, stuff like coolers or whatever, make it happen. I mean, people are more than happy to do it. Your neighbors and everything. Anything else? Or does that answer your question, I should say?
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Cool, absolutely. Any other questions?
I see Gavin with his hand up.
Gavin.
Yeah. Hey guys. Just a quick follow up on the last question. So I would really prefer not to order seamless while I'm at a burn. So what do people usually do for lunch?
So right.
Curiosity.
You can't, right. So you can, so we generally don't do lunch. We do occasionally do breakfast. If one of the kitchen leads, we will bring all the bacon. We will bring all the eggs. We will bring all the cheese. We'll bring all the bread. We'll have all the things to make breakfast. And we'll go through it when everyone gets to camp. We'll have announcements and we'll announce this. If you want to get up and make breakfast and do that and own that thing and fill a grill with eggs, fill a grill with bacon, fill a grill with sandwich bread, If one of the leads isn't doing it, you want to do it, you can do it. We will literally we'll bring tons of things for breakfast. Breakfast is usually it's like half the days someone wants to do breakfast and half the days they don't. One year someone stepped up every day to make breakfast. Different people. Hey Gene, kitchen overlord, which is keeping the kitchen up and prepped for the leads. That's my job. I want to make breakfast. Great. Here's the bacon, here's the eggs, here's how you turn on the grill. You've done this before, right? Don't kill yourself. Make breakfast. Everyone will love you for it. You can recruit people to help you. This is a duocracy. As you know, if you've been to you've been to the burn, you know. It's whatever you want to do, you can do if we have the materials to do it, and we will usually have breakfast. We'll always have breakfast things. You can do that. And if we run out of breakfast things, we will happily put in an order and get more before the end of the burn, so there can be breakfast multiple days. If everyone, it never happens. But if everyone showed up for breakfast and we ran out of stuff, we would get more stuff so that there was enough breakfast for every day. We just don't schedule shifts because getting people to show up for breakfast shifts, it's almost impossible. It just is. That's just the way it goes.
So a quick PSA from me, Costume Jim. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to show up this year. It'll be a last minute decision if I do. But we have launched the soft launch Burning Man's our Burning Man camp, and we're very interested in people who want to also come to the Big Burn. And you should please, if you are either as a camper or as some kind of leader or organizer, there are a bunch of people here that you should talk to. Claire, obviously, the most colorful member of the team. Tim, our chef, our resident chef, and I'm not sure if he's actually making something or just performing for us, but he's very approachable. Gene, Stefan, yes, let us know if the big adventure is also of interest, and you can always get in touch with me year round.
Absolutely. Wait a second. I just want everyone to see what's going on here. So Tim is one of our chefs for we're gonna be running kitchen one of the days on Saturday, I believe. What are you making, Tim? I just have to spotlight you here because I really want to know.
Making a couple of things. I'm actually making a Earl Grey blueberry lemon cookie, and I'm also making a peanut butter chocolate truffle with some magic in it for this weekend. Some festivities that are going on.
Amazing. Well, you got the shirt for it.
And the hat, I got this hat at the burn this year out in the desert. It was given to me by one of the people running the kitchen.
Are you gonna rock? Are you gonna rock kitchen? We're gonna have the menu finalized by tomorrow. I'll send it over to you. I hope you're gonna rock it.
I'm Saturday lead, so just let me know what's going on.
Absolutely, man. Very cool. All right. Let me go ahead and reshare my screen here. Does anyone else have any questions before we adjourn for today? Ask in chat, raise your hand, whatever. We will make sure we answer whatever it is you want answered. This is your final opportunity to answer the questions. To ask any questions you may want to ask so we can answer them. Anything at all. Don't be shy. No. All right. Well, in that case, that's it. We're done. Next stop is Florida. If you want to get together and figure out how to get your shit to container load in tomorrow, join Slack, join the general group or the container group. Figure it out. Ride share. You have 60 people who are on the same page as you. Probably about half of them, 2/3 probably bought space, but they all have to get their shit to the same place. So, make friends, figure it out. It's just more people when you get there. For our Monday, Tuesday arrival crew, we will see you there. Wednesday people, When you get there, make sure you say you're there to build Costume Cult, not where's the party. And we will see you on the beach. And with that, have an awesome night. Have a great weekend, and I'll see your butts down in Florida, everybody. Thank you.
Woo!
Yep.
Woo! Yeah! The
Boom.
bird!
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, y'all.